Most people think they hate budgets because it's restrictive. That's not the big problem. The problem is, they've never seen one that actually works. I'm Baptiste. I'm a former bank investing strategist, and I've seen hundreds of smart, responsible people make the exact mistake we're about to talk about. They treat budgeting like a punishment instead of what it actually is, a spending plan. And because of that misunderstanding, 6 out of 10 people in America still don't budget at all. Not because they're careless, because they've been told budgeting takes away freedom when it does the opposite. A budget does not restrict how you spend. What it shows is where your cash actually goes each month. Once that picture becomes clear, choices follow naturally. The shift happens right there. Here's how I moved from empty pockets to real savings. This approach has a name: zero-based budgeting. Flashy? Not at all. Still, it delivers results. Once you've seen how it runs, one thing will click. Nothing else fills its role. Budgeting ideas fill books and blogs by the dozen. Reverse plans here. Pay yourself first schemes there. That 50-30-20 rule? Toss it aside. Simplicity drowns under their weight. Every dollar has a job when you earn $5,000 each month. Your spending, saving, giving, and investing together match that full amount. Income takeaway costs leaves nothing behind. That is what zero-based budgeting looks like. Each part fits until the total hits exactly $5,000. Every dollar gets assigned a job before the month starts. No dollar sits idle. This doesn't mean you end the month with $0 in your account. It means every dollar has a purpose. You still keep a buffer in your checking account to avoid overdrafts, but you know exactly where the rest is going. You can do this on paper. You can do it in a spreadsheet. I'm going to walk through it using a budgeting app because it does the math automatically. And frankly, most of us stopped caring about arithmetic the moment variables entered the equation. I'm going to build this from scratch as if I'm a single person earning the average household income in America. That's about $70,000 gross, which after taxes comes out to around $48,000, or $4,000 per month in take-home pay. First step, list your income at the top. That includes your regular paychecks and anything extra you're bringing in during the month. Side income, child support, freelance work. Whatever it is, it goes here. If your income is irregular, this still works. You just prioritize differently. I'll note that below for anyone who needs it, but the logic stays the same. So let's say I have 2 paychecks of $2,000 each. That's $4,000 total. Now I have $4,000 left to budget. Next, list your expenses. Everything you spend money on during the month. I start with giving. I give 10% of my income to my local church. That's $400 right off the top. Then savings. Your savings goal depends on where you are financially. If you already have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved, you're in good shape. If not, that becomes part of the plan. If you're in debt, $1,000 is enough for now. You'll build the rest after the debt is gone. Right now, in this example, I'm not saving. I'm also not investing. I've paused my retirement contributions because I have one priority: getting out of debt. Once that's done, I'll resume. But not before. Now we handle the 4 walls: food, utilities, housing, transportation. These are not negotiable. Housing should be no more than 25% of your take-home pay. For me, that's $1,200 in rent. Then utilities. Water, $50. Gas, $37. Electricity, $129. Internet, $50. Trash, $15. Transportation, $350 for gas. Food, $500 for groceries. I'm single, so that's manageable. Restaurants? $0. I'm in debt. I'm not eating out. I'll cook at home until this is handled. Personal expenses. I keep one subscription. $12 for streaming. Phone bill, $80. Clothing, nothing for now. I have enough. Fun money, $50 a month. Hair and grooming, $20. I have a dog. $50 for pet care. Gym, $10. Miscellaneous, $50, because small expenses always appear. Insurance. Health insurance, $75. Life insurance, $25. Auto insurance, $80. Renter's insurance, $17. Identity theft protection, $8. At this point, I have $792 left. That sounds like progress until you remember the debt. I have 2 credit cards. One with a $2,000 balance, minimum payment 75. Another with 3,000, minimum payment 100. 2 student loans. One with an $8,000 balance, minimum payment 130. Another with 12,000, minimum payment 170. 1 car loan, 15,000 balance, minimum payment 375. When I add all those payments in, I'm $58 over budget. I'm spending more than I make. So I adjust. I add a side hustle that brings in $200 a month. Now I have $142 left. I throw that extra money at the smallest debt. Now every dollar is assigned. The budget is 0. Most people don't hit 0 on the first try. That's normal. If you're in the negative, you're spending more than you earn. You cut until it balances. If you're in the positive, you assign that surplus to a goal. That's how you build the budget. But building it is only half. You have to track it. Every time money comes in or goes out, you log it. Rent gets subtracted from housing. Gas gets subtracted from transportation. A dinner out gets subtracted from restaurants. As you track, you adjust. If the electric bill is higher than expected, you pull from another category. If water comes in lower, you move that surplus somewhere useful. At the end of the month, you do it again. After a few months, it becomes automatic. You'll know your numbers. You'll see patterns. You'll start to anticipate instead of react. People often ask if there are recommended percentages. Beyond keeping housing at 25% and giving it 10, it's hard to give a universal answer. Your income, family size, location, and goals all matter. Budgets are not one size fits all, but the structure is. If you want to make progress with money, you need a monthly budget. You're in control. You decide where it goes. And once you see where it's actually going, you'll find money you didn't know you had. Not because you're cutting everything, because you're being intentional. It takes about 90 days to get comfortable with this. Don't quit if you miss something in month 1. Get back to it. Adjust. Keep going. This is how you stop feeling broke while working hard. This is how you take control. And it starts with assigning every dollar a job before the month begins.